Ladies and gentlemen, friends, dreamers, and warriors, today I stand before you to declare something powerful, something undeniable. I'm going to win. And not just in the way we think of winning the big trophies, the loud applause, the accolades. No, I mean something deeper. I mean winning in the quiet moments, in the battles that no one else sees, in the spaces where courage is born from vulnerability. Embracing imperfection is one of the most powerful steps you can take in your journey to success. Society often tells us that to be successful, we need to be perfect. We're expected to have flawless appearances, polished skills, and seamless paths to victory. But here's the truth: perfection is an illusion, and chasing it can hold us back more than it helps. When we allow ourselves to embrace imperfection, we open the door to growth, authenticity, and ultimately true success. Perfectionism creates an internal struggle that can be paralyzing. We become so focused on getting everything right that we miss out on opportunities to learn and evolve. The fear of making mistakes keeps us stuck, afraid to take action, and hesitant to put ourselves out there. But imperfection is where the magic happens. Every misstep, every failure, and every awkward attempt is a lesson in disguise. It's through these imperfections that we develop resilience, creativity, and problem-solving skills that perfection could never teach us. When we embrace imperfection, we allow ourselves to be human. It means accepting that we won't always have all the answers, and we won't always succeed on our first try. And that's okay. What matters is our ability to continue despite the setbacks. It's our willingness to try, fail, and try again that creates the foundation for real achievement. The greatest achievers of all time didn't get everything right on their first try. They were not flawless, they were relentless. They embraced imperfection and used it as fuel to keep going, no matter how many times they stumbled. Imperfection also means embracing the messiness of life. It's easy to fall into the trap of comparing ourselves to others and thinking that everyone else has it all together. But the truth is, no one does. Everyone has their own struggles, challenges, and moments of doubt. When we accept that we don't need to be perfect, we free ourselves from the weight of comparison. We allow ourselves to be authentic, to show up as we are, and to be proud of our progress, no matter how imperfect it may seem. Embracing imperfection is an act of courage. It takes guts to be vulnerable, to admit that we don't have all the answers, and to be okay with that. In a world that often values certainty and control, it's a radical choice to step into the unknown and say, I don't know exactly how this will turn out, but I'm willing to try anyway. That willingness to be imperfect and uncertain is where true growth happens. It's through the willingness to face uncertainty and risk failure that we discover new strengths, build confidence, and develop the skills needed to succeed. Let go of the need for perfection. Accept that you are worthy, not because you are flawless, but because you are real. Embrace your imperfections, your quirks, and your unique journey. Those flaws are part of who you are. They don't define your worth, but they add depth to your story. Every time you embrace imperfection, you take a step closer to becoming the best version of yourself. You stop holding yourself back and you start moving forward with purpose, resilience, and authenticity. Because at the end of the day, success is not about being perfect. It's about being brave enough to show up, even when everything feels uncertain, and to keep going, no matter how imperfect the road may be. Owning your story is one of the most powerful and freeing things you can do in life. It means taking full responsibility for your journey, both the highs and the lows, and accepting that your past does not define your future. When you own your story, you step into your truth, free from the constraints of what others think or expect of you. It's about taking control of your narrative and refusing to let anyone else dictate who you are or where you're going. We all have experiences, moments of joy, moments of pain, failures, and triumphs that shape us. Sometimes we feel as if these moments are something to hide or be ashamed of. But the truth is, everything you've been through has contributed to the person you are today. Your scars are not signs of weakness. They are evidence of your strength. Each chapter in your life is part of a larger story, and without those moments of struggle or uncertainty, the triumphs wouldn't feel as sweet. Owning your story means accepting that all parts of it, good and bad, are valid and worth acknowledging. When you own your story, you stop apologizing for who you are. You stop feeling the need to conform to someone else's idea of success or happiness. You stop hiding your flaws or pretending to be something you're not in order to fit in. Instead, you stand proudly in the truth of your experiences and who you are becoming. It's about finding your voice and expressing your thoughts, dreams, and desires without fear of judgment or rejection. There is immense freedom in knowing that you are enough, exactly as you are. Owning your story also means letting go of shame. Shame is a toxic force that holds us back and keeps us in a state of fear and self-doubt. It convinces us that we are unworthy of love, success, or happiness because of our past mistakes or imperfections. But when we own our story, we let go of shame's grip. We realize that our experiences don't diminish our worth. They only make us more human. We stop blaming ourselves for what happened, and instead we use those experiences as stepping stones for growth. We acknowledge our mistakes, learn from them, and move forward with a sense of purpose and pride in the journey we've lived. Owning your story also means not letting the opinions of others define your path. So often we seek validation or approval from the people around us, fearing their judgment or criticism. But when you truly own your story, you stop seeking external validation. You learn to trust yourself and your instincts, knowing that your life is yours to live. The opinions of others become less important because you know deep down that your value is not determined by anyone else's approval. You stop living for others and start living for yourself. When you own your story, you unlock your true potential. You realize that every setback, every struggle, and every moment of doubt has played a role in shaping the person you are today. Those experiences give you the wisdom and strength to move forward with a deeper understanding of yourself. When you take ownership of your journey, you no longer feel like a victim of circumstances. You become the author of your own life, capable of choosing how you respond to the challenges that come your way. You see your future as something you can shape, not as something that happens to you. Owning your story is an act of courage. It requires vulnerability, self-acceptance, and the willingness to face your truth. It's a commitment to live authentically without apology and to walk in your own power. When you own your story, you stop allowing your past to control you and instead begin using it to fuel your future. You reclaim your power and step forward with confidence, knowing that your story is yours and it's one worth living and sharing. Vulnerability is often viewed as a weakness in a world that values strength, resilience, and stoicism. We are told from an early age to toughen up and keep it together, as if showing our emotions, doubts, or fears is a sign of being less than capable. Yet, vulnerability is actually one of the greatest sources of strength that we can possess. It is not the absence of fear or discomfort, but the courage to face them head on and allow ourselves to be seen in our most authentic form. When we allow ourselves to be vulnerable, we step into our true power, embracing all that we are, both the flaws and the beauty. Being vulnerable means being honest about who we are, what we feel, and where we're at in our journey. It means letting go of the facade of perfection that we so often try to project to the world. When we let down our guard and show up authentically, we give others permission to do the same. It is in these moments of openness and honesty that deep connections are formed. Vulnerability creates a space for empathy and understanding. It invites others to share their own truths, fostering a sense of community and belonging. When we show our vulnerability, we remind others that they are not alone in their struggles, fears, or imperfections. In fact, vulnerability can be a powerful bridge that brings people together in ways that invulnerability never could. What many don't realize is that vulnerability is a form of courage. It takes immense bravery to expose our inner selves to the world, to take risks in relationships, and to put our ideas, hopes, and dreams out there, knowing that they may be met with rejection, failure, or criticism. But the very act of doing so is where true growth and strength are forged. It's easy to remain closed off, to protect ourselves from hurt or disappointment, but it's through vulnerability that we break free from fear and self-doubt. We discover our resilience and build the emotional muscle that allows us to bounce back stronger from adversity. Vulnerability also fosters creativity and innovation. When we allow ourselves to be open to new ideas and experiences without the fear of judgment or failure, we create space for innovation. In business, in art, in personal relationships, it's often those who are willing to take risks and expose their true selves who push boundaries and bring about change. When we embrace vulnerability, we stop playing it safe and start embracing possibility. We see challenges not as insurmountable obstacles, but as opportunities to grow, learn, and innovate. Vulnerability allows us to experience life more fully. It invites us to be present in the moment, to feel deeply, and to live without the constant pressure to maintain control. In letting go of the need to always appear strong or composed, we become open to the full spectrum of emotions: joy, pain, fear, excitement, love. Each of these emotions adds depth to our human experience. By allowing ourselves to be vulnerable, we free ourselves from the suffocating weight of perfectionism and embrace the beauty of imperfection. We become more connected to ourselves and to others. Vulnerability is not a weakness. It is an act of tremendous strength. It is the courage to be ourselves, to step into the world as we are, and to allow others to see us for who we truly are, flaws and all. Vulnerability builds deeper connections, strengthens resilience, and sparks creativity. It opens the door to growth and invites us to live with a fuller, richer sense of purpose. The more we embrace vulnerability, the more we uncover our own strength, the strength to rise after a fall, to keep going when the path is unclear, and to show up fully without apology in a world that desperately needs authenticity. Courage over comfort is a principle that requires us to choose growth over stagnation, to step into the unknown instead of staying in the familiar, and to take risks despite the uncertainty that often accompanies change. It's a call to move beyond the easy, the safe, and the predictable. Comfort can be a trap that keeps us from reaching our full potential. It lulls us into complacency and convinces us that staying where we are is good enough, even when we know deep down that we're capable of more. Choosing courage means stepping outside of that comfort zone and embracing the discomfort that accompanies growth. Taking the courageous path is never easy. It's about acknowledging the fear that comes with uncertainty and pushing through it. Fear is a natural part of the human experience. It's our brain's way of protecting us from potential harm. But if we let fear control us, we risk never venturing beyond the confines of our comfort zones. Courage doesn't mean the absence of fear. It means choosing to act despite it. Every great achievement in life, whether personal, professional, or creative, has come from someone choosing to act in the face of fear. The truth is, nothing worthwhile ever comes from staying in our comfort zone. It's the risks we take, the decisions we make to step into the unknown that lead to growth and transformation. When we choose courage, we choose to face the challenges and obstacles that lie ahead, knowing that each one is an opportunity to learn and become stronger. The comfortable path may seem easier, but it often leads to a life of missed opportunities, unfulfilled potential, and regret. By embracing courage, we take control of our own narrative. We stop waiting for the perfect moment to act, because we realize that the perfect moment never comes. The only time we have is now, and the only way forward is to take action, regardless of how uncertain the future may seem. Comfort may provide a sense of ease, but it also keeps us small. It convinces us that we are incapable of more, that the way things are is good enough. But courage is the force that propels us to stretch beyond what we think is possible. It's the voice that tells us that we are capable of far more than we believe and that we can rise above our doubts and fears. Every time we choose courage, we reinforce the belief that we are worthy of growth and success. We affirm our ability to overcome obstacles and trust in our strength to handle whatever comes our way. Choosing courage over comfort also fosters resilience. It teaches us that we are capable of weathering storms, of dealing with failure, and of coming out on the other side stronger than before. Resilience is born in the moments when we decide to face difficulty head-on rather than avoid it. It's not about avoiding challenges, but about learning to rise from them to continue moving forward despite setbacks. By consistently choosing courage, we build the emotional strength needed to overcome adversity and stay committed to our goals. Choosing courage over comfort leads to a life of fulfillment. Comfort can be soothing, but it's also limiting. Courage, on the other hand, opens the doors to possibilities we never thought possible. It pushes us toward becoming the best version of ourselves, one brave decision at a time. The choice to act in the face of fear, to challenge ourselves, and to embrace discomfort is ultimately what leads to a life rich with purpose, growth, and achievement. So the next time you're faced with a decision, ask yourself, do I choose comfort or do I choose courage? The path of courage may not always be the easiest, but it's the one that will lead you to a life you can be truly proud of. Perseverance through failure is one of the most crucial elements of achieving long-term success. It is the ability to keep going, even when everything seems to be falling apart or when the road ahead is unclear. Failure is often seen as a negative outcome, something to be avoided at all costs. Yet, failure is an inevitable part of any journey toward success. In fact, it is in our failures that we often find the greatest opportunities for growth, learning, and transformation. The key to success lies not in avoiding failure, but in developing the perseverance to keep moving forward, no matter how many times we fall. When we experience failure, it can be easy to become discouraged, to feel like giving up, or to believe that we are not cut out for the goals we are pursuing. Failure can feel like a personal defeat, a sign that we are not good enough, or that we aren't capable of succeeding. However, the truth is that failure is rarely final. It is not the end of the road, but rather a stepping stone on the path to success. Each failure brings with it valuable lessons, insights about what went wrong, what could have been done differently, and what needs to be adjusted moving forward. These lessons, if we choose to learn from them, are what pave the way for future success. Perseverance through failure is about maintaining hope and determination, even when progress seems slow or the path seems obstructed. It's about choosing to rise after every fall and to see failure not as a dead end, but as a detour that brings us closer to where we need to be. Every successful person, whether in business, sports, or the arts, has faced failure at some point. But what sets them apart is their ability to keep going, to keep trying, to keep pushing through when the odds are stacked against them. They don't let failure define them. They use it as motivation to keep working, keep improving, and keep striving for their goals. One of the most important aspects of perseverance through failure is understanding that setbacks are part of the process, not signs of incompetence or weakness. It's easy to look at successful people and think that their achievements came effortlessly, that they never struggled or faced challenges. But the reality is that behind every success story is a long list of failures, obstacles, and moments of doubt. What truly matters is how we respond to those failures. It's about having the strength to get back up, to keep trying, and to believe that success is still within reach. The path to greatness is not a straight line. It's full of twists, turns, and setbacks. But those setbacks are what build resilience, determination, and character. Perseverance also means developing a mindset that views failure as a temporary setback rather than a permanent permit. When we fail, we may feel disappointed, frustrated, or discouraged. But perseverance requires us to shift our perspective and remember that failure is not a reflection of our abilities or our worth. It's simply an opportunity to refine our approach and come back stronger. Failure gives us the space to reassess, to learn, and to grow. It forces us to become more resourceful, more creative, and more determined. The key is to not let failure dictate our future. Instead, we must use it as a teacher, a guide that helps us navigate the road ahead with greater wisdom and clarity. The process of perseverance through failure also involves having patience with ourselves. It's easy to become frustrated when things aren't going as planned, especially when progress is slow or difficult to see. But perseverance teaches us that success takes time. It requires patience, consistency, and belief in the process, even when the results aren't immediately apparent. Success is rarely a matter of one big breakthrough. It's a culmination of small, consistent efforts over time. Perseverance allows us to keep going when others might quit, and it's this persistence that leads to long-term success. Perseverance through failure is about building the resilience to keep moving forward no matter what obstacles we face. Failure does not define us, our ability to rise from it does. The road to success is not a smooth one, but it's through our perseverance in the face of failure that we find our true strength. With each failure, we grow stronger, wiser, and more capable of achieving the goals we've set for ourselves. It is through perseverance that we ultimately turn our failures into stepping stones, leading us toward the success we are meant to achieve. Connection creates strength in ways that go beyond simple support or companionship. It is in our relationships with others that we find the power to face challenges, push through difficult times, and realize our full potential. While we often focus on individual achievement and self-reliance, the truth is that no one reaches their greatest heights alone. Connection, whether it's with family, friends, colleagues, or even a community, gives us the foundation to build resilience, grow emotionally, and unlock our greatest capabilities. It is through connection that we find not only comfort but strength. Human beings are inherently social creatures. We thrive on connection because it offers us a sense of belonging, purpose, and understanding. When we share our experiences with others, whether they are joyful or painful, we are able to process and make sense of them. There is a kind of healing that comes from simply being heard, from knowing that someone else understands what we are going through. Connection allows us to feel less alone in our struggles. It reassures us that we are not the only ones facing hardship and that we can lean on others for support when we need it most. In times of difficulty, the strength we draw from those connections can be the difference between giving up and pushing through. But connection does more than provide emotional support. It also drives us to grow. When we connect with others, we open ourselves up to new perspectives, new ideas, and new ways of thinking. Our relationships challenge us to see the world through different lenses, expanding our understanding and forcing us to grow in ways we couldn't do alone. The people we connect with hold up mirrors to our strengths and weaknesses, encouraging us to evolve and become better versions of ourselves. Connection pushes us to reach higher, to become more than we thought we could be, and to take risks we might never consider on our own. Strength through connection also comes from collaboration, whether it's working with a team to achieve a common goal or simply sharing ideas and resources. There is power in unity. No one can do everything alone, and it's through working with others that we achieve the greatest successes. Connection allows us to tap into the collective wisdom. skills and experiences of others, which can enhance our own abilities. Collaboration fosters creativity and innovation, enabling us to accomplish things we never could have achieved on our own. It's through connecting and working together that we can build something larger than ourselves, something that has the power to create lasting change. Connection provides a sense of accountability. When we form strong bonds with others, we create a network of support and responsibility. We become accountable to one another, which can be a powerful motivator to stay committed to our goals. Knowing that others are rooting for us, that they believe in our potential, can inspire us to keep going, even when we feel like giving up. The strength we gain from these connections helps us stay focused and disciplined, and reminds us that we are not isolated in our endeavors. We are part of something bigger. Connection reminds us of the importance of empathy. When we form deep connections with others, we learn to listen with our hearts and respond with kindness. We recognize that everyone has their own struggles and challenges, and that we are all interconnected. This shared experience of being human fosters compassion and understanding, allowing us to lift each other up during times of need. It teaches us that we are stronger together, that by caring for and supporting one another, we all rise. Connection creates strength by reminding us that we do not have to face the world alone. It offers us the emotional resilience to navigate life's ups and downs, the intellectual growth to expand our horizons, the collaboration needed to achieve our goals, and the compassion to build a more supportive world. Through connection, we realize that we are not isolated individuals, but part of a larger, interconnected whole. And in that connection, we find the strength to be our best selves, to rise above challenges, and to make a meaningful impact on the world around us. The power of self-belief is one of the most transformative forces in life. It is the foundation upon which we build our dreams, overcome obstacles, and achieve success. Without self-belief, we often limit ourselves, doubting our abilities and allowing fear to dictate our actions. But when we cultivate a deep sense of belief in ourselves, we unlock an incredible potential to create the life we desire. Self-belief is not about arrogance or thinking we are better than others. It's about having the confidence to trust in our abilities, our intuition, and our capacity to overcome challenges. When we believe in ourselves, we are more willing to take risks and step outside of our comfort zones. Self-doubt can paralyze us, keeping us stuck in a place of inertia, afraid to try something new because we fear failure. But with self-belief, we are more likely to embrace the unknown, to take that first step even when the path ahead is unclear. This willingness to take action despite uncertainty is often what separates those who achieve their goals from those who give up before they even try. Belief in oneself is the spark that ignites the courage to move forward, even in the face of doubt and adversity. Self-belief also allows us to bounce back from failure. Everyone experiences setbacks, moments of disappointment, and challenges that test our resolve. But when we believe in ourselves, we see failure as a temporary obstacle, not a reflection of our worth or our capabilities. We understand that setbacks are simply opportunities for learning and growth. Self-belief gives us the resilience to pick ourselves up, to analyze what went wrong, and to try again with a stronger mindset. Instead of seeing failure as an endpoint, we view it as part of the process toward success. With each failure, we gain more confidence in our ability to handle challenges and keep pushing forward. Self-belief is crucial in shaping how we perceive the world and how others perceive us. When we believe in ourselves, we radiate confidence and positivity. Our self-assurance can inspire those around us, and others are more likely to believe in us as well. People are drawn to those who are confident in their abilities because it creates a sense of trust and reliability. When we show up with self-belief, we not only create opportunities for ourselves, but also build strong relationships and networks that can support our growth. The power of self-belief is contagious. It has the ability to motivate and uplift those around us, creating a ripple effect of positivity and possibility. Self-belief is a key element in achieving our long-term goals. The road to success is often long and filled with challenges. Without a strong sense of self-belief, it can be easy to get discouraged or distracted by obstacles. However, when we have confidence in our abilities, we remain focused on our goals, no matter how difficult the journey becomes. Self-belief helps us maintain the persistence needed to stay committed to our dreams. It reminds us that we are capable of achieving great things, even when the progress seems slow or the results are not immediate. The belief in ourselves gives us the endurance to continue, knowing that our hard work will eventually pay off. Self-belief is about recognizing our intrinsic worth and understanding that we are worthy of success and happiness. It means trusting that we have the strength, intelligence, and resilience to navigate the challenges life presents. When we believe in ourselves, we set the tone for everything we do. We approach life with a mindset of possibility rather than limitation, with the understanding that we have the power to shape our future. The power of self-belief is the foundation for all personal growth, the driving force behind our ambitions, and the source of our strength when faced with adversity. It's not about having all the answers or being perfect. It's about trusting that we are enough, just as we are, and that we have everything we need to succeed within us.